understand how serious the issue is, that we have children out there who are in great need across our state. We have a big goal set for Oklahoma, and that is to find more foster care homes, more foster care parents, to get more people involved in our children's lives by investing in their lives. We're basically investing in our future. As I always like to think about my own children, someday they're going to be taking care of me. I've taken care of them all these years, but as I grow older, we want our children to be healthy, happy, safe, productive Oklahomans, Oklahoma citizens, and it's up to all of us to give them the very best start possible. Sometimes they don't always get the very best start in life, and there are all kinds of circumstances that can interrupt that start in life for our children, but what we do know is that we can do something today, and we can do something tomorrow. Might not be able to help what happened in the past, but we can certainly address what comes along in their life from right now. And so we have a big goal that's difficult, but it's also a goal that I think is very doable when we bring together the partnerships that are represented here in this room of not only state organizations, but faith-based organizations, our churches, our citizens, our companies throughout the state that want to work together. In the meantime, I've been working with the legislative leaders, along with DHS leaders and the co-neutrals on the new plan for the state of Oklahoma, called the Oklahoma Pinnacle Plan, which we have submitted a draft plan to that will help us reach a settlement agreement in a lawsuit that was brought against the state of Oklahoma. And we are, of course, very, very committed to do everything that we can to ensure that we have a plan that is workable, doable, and will make a difference in the state of Oklahoma with our children, and to create a better quality of life for them. The Pinnacle Plan offers a vision forward. Doesn't look back, but a vision forward of what can we do moving forward from this day on. And one of the best parts about the plan, there are many parts that I endorse, support. I support all of them, I should say, but many great things I really, really like. But the one thing I really like about it is something that's very near and dear to my heart, and that is the Pinnacle Plan emphasizes a renewed effort to increase the number of foster parents and help find more foster homes for our children. Now, the reason why that's not only important to me as being governor of the state of Oklahoma, and knowing how critical it is when I look at the number of people who are in our prison systems, the number of people who are illiterate in our state, who have substance abuse, who have child abuse, when I look at all those different facts and figures, which I see from the top, looking over across the state of Oklahoma, but my mother was a county worker, a county supervisor, I should say, over DHS for 17 years. I'm sorry, 17 counties of DHS. I think for over 30 years, if I remember. It's a long, long time that she was involved in DHS. That's what she did for a living. That's what my mother did. And so I can remember as a girl, my mother would come home nights or weekends, and we'd be having family night dinner, and all of a sudden she'd get a phone call, and boy, she'd be out the door to go help with some child that was in need or some family in a crisis mode. And so it's also a personal thing for me. Not only do I care about it as a governor, but I just remember, how important it was to my mother and the work that she did before she passed away. I think that we can do a better job of finding the right families, finding the right match for each and every child in our state. I think we can find ways to improve our system so that we can help our overburdened Department of Human Services workers who have such a huge amount of work to do, that we can help them improve the system so that we can move people through that are interested in being parents to our children, so that we can take those children out of the shelter areas, that we can get them off the street or wherever they might be, our children that are in crisis. So we've set a goal of being able to have and recruit 1,000 foster parents each year, first year I should say, and seeking to add even more staff, as I mentioned, through the Department of Human Services to help meet this goal. I'm happy that I was able to play a very small role in helping to kick this off by filming a PSA, public service announcement, which will start airing in May, talking to Oklahomans about the need, why we have this need, what a difference it's going to make in the life of a child, what a difference it's going to make in the life of Oklahoma, and how everyone has a role they can play. whether it is becoming a foster parent yourself, whether it is making it a goal of your church, your faith-based organization, whatever organization you're with, a company, to talk to people. Here's a serious issue for our state. We all can help in some way, whether it's doing it yourself or finding someone else that might really be interested. Just talking about it can make a big difference. And so Foster Care Month is May, and officially declare that. And we're going to start out with the PSAs, and that will be one of the steps that we're going to do. But what I do know is I can't do it alone. Department of Human Services can't do it alone. It's going to take a big effort on behalf of many, many people in this state to help our children. As I understand it, this new effort that we're starting here today has a great Bible verse that they base this program on. It's James 1, verse 27, which says, "Religion that God and our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this: to look after orphans and widows in their distress." We know that's what God's Word says, and as a faith-based community, as Christians ourselves, which I am, and that's what this group is here about today, is getting people of like mind who have an interest in doing something that, frankly, we're told to do. It's just the right thing to do, and that is to help our orphans and our widows. I do believe our faith-based groups can make a big difference. It's a tall order because many times these children are coming out of very difficult situations. It's not easy, but I can promise you it'll be rewarding, and it'll certainly be a big blessing to the children. So I want to ask you to do a couple things. One is consider fostering a child yourself. Secondly, go back to whatever organization that you're with. Talk to them about the need in the state of Oklahoma. Talk to them about talking to their friends, whoever it might be. I also want to encourage you just to pray. Pray for the families that have foster children. You know, I have great friends who have been able to bring children into their homes and been a foster parent themselves. Pray for the children themselves, and pray for the system itself so we can find the right way to do things in the state of Oklahoma to continue to improve upon what it is that we know is very important to our state. You know, Oklahoma has long been known for its Oklahoma standard, and that is in a time of crisis and disaster, tragedy, that we come together as a state. We do what needs to be done in a time of crisis. We've seen it many, many times where there's been tornadoes, where there's been the Murrah building that was bombed, where there has been a wildfire, grass fire, whatever it might be. We've seen the people of Oklahoma come together with that true spirit of giving and service above self to others. But today we're also facing another tragedy in our state that's really been here quite a while. And that is that we have 8,308 children in the foster care system that are in need, desperate need of our help. And so that's what you're here today for, is to find ways that we can change that. Find ways that we can make life better for the children of Oklahoma. And as we continue to do that, we're going to make Oklahoma even a stronger, better place to live. God bless you, and thank you all for being here today.